I say, hit up in the comments if you now hear me. I was talking that whole time, and guys didn't. Nobody told me, "Hey, Joe, we can't hear you," because you're not here, just because you're not here to tell me to my face where I can hear with my ear holes. Hey, Elijah, my dear flesh and blood boy, will you bring me my coffee? Welcome to the show. As I was saying, when you couldn't hear, we are the Church of Korihor, spiritual congregation for godless people. Yes, godless people need spiritual congregation. We are, some of us, only recently coming to this discovery. And luckily, some of us, thank you, have ecclesiastical training. And so, per the Internal Revenue Service, we are clergy capable. And so, I started a little over a year ago an organization called the Church of Korihor. If you don't know who Korihor is, I feel so badly for you. We don't have time to go over it. This is an auction, believe it or not. You see a code, a QR code, up in the upper right hand side of your screen. That QR code is for our auction. So that you are aware, none of the proceeds from the auction go to the Church of Korihor. If you want to give to the Church of Korihor, you can always just go to our website. But this event we are holding in sponsorship of Cherish Families, an organization that has one wing out in Colorado City. If you guys don't know, down in Colorado City, where Warren Jeffs is from, you guys remember old Warren Jeffs, keep sweet, pray and obey, those Mormons. Those Mormons, they have an organization down there just down the road from that building, the one that said "Keep sweet, pray and obey." They have one organization there called Dream. What is it called, Nikki? The one that one at Warren Jeff's old house, Dream Center. She's not here. Dream Center, I believe. And we offered to them to sponsor them for the event. They said, "We're good. Go to Cherish Families." So we went down the road. We talked to Cherish Families. They were super excited. We started out by taking blankets. As many of you know, the Church of Korihor's first mission, Rapture, was spelled with a W for wrap in blankets. We're quirky about things. That event is still going on, where we go out into the streets and we take blankets to the unsheltered. When we run out of them, we go knock on the Mormons' doors, and we take them from the Mormons. Just kidding. We take them from northern Salt Lake City, which is mainly the Exmos. But we go and ask people for blankets there, and we get blankets so we can take out directly to the public. But we had some blankets that were just for kids. And we don't get a lot of people out here who are, out on the streets who are children, fortunately. Or yet, I should say. So we went down to Colorado City and we said, maybe you guys could use these blankets. And Cherish Families was so grateful for it. And they said, we'll take all the help that we can get. Now, if you don't know, when Warren Jeffs was arrested, and the church leadership of the FLDS, that's the Polygamous Mormons, one of the biggest of the Polygamous Mormon churches, they got busted up, thankfully. Unfortunately, that meant a lot of the support for these families, and especially for these women who are largely abused and mistreated, of course, as you can imagine. They lost their support network. They lost everything. And so organizations like the Dream Center, which was founded by one of Warren Jeffs' wives, they were founded to take what resources were left there, like one half of the Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey house buildings, that block. We actually went there. It was it definitely gave a weird vibe. They take one half of that, and they are actually housing some of the people there who have been abandoned. And so, but the Dream Center, they can only do so much. They can provide actual housing, they provide some therapies, and it's great. But then the families that are there, that are still remaining in the community, a lot of these women, they never had a checking account. They've never applied for a job. Many of them, even if they have high school diplomas, they don't really have a high school education. And so the resources being made available to them are all through donations from different organizations, and through an organization, particularly one that's based there, has their building. We went down there to bring blankets and hygiene kits, and where they're just doing whatever they can, and that's Cherish Families, and they're doing amazing work. They have some good support, but they could always use more, and especially financial support. So there is the ability to donate to them directly. If you don't see it on there, I don't think I have it actually on there. So if you go to korahor.org/give, or you go to korahor.org and click on give and donate to the form there, you can donate there, and we will give directly to Cherish Families from those donations. And then, of course, we are an actual church registered with the state of Utah and with the IRS, though a lot of Mormons who find out about us don't really love that fact. The fact that they don't love it is one of the best things about us. I've been recently getting a lot of pushback. So in any event, that you will see in the corner there, you'll see a QR code. It's one of these corners here. How blasphemous can we be? It is upon one of these corners you will find the auction QR code to this artwork. I'm very proud to have some of these pieces here that are, because they are mine, they are my paintings in oil on fiberboard, but even more proud because some of them are actually by artists who have donated. We especially prefer to promote artists who are neurodivergent. Fortunately for us, as many artists out there know, that's most of us. I wanted to highlight some of them. One of them is by a beautiful soul who happens to be my chosen family, also happens to be my actual family. Those of you who've heard me talk about Nikki, who is a luminary here with the Church of Korahor, I say that she is my chosen family sister. She's also my actual sister, for those who don't know. We're not going to be able to hide it. When you see us both on camera, you're going to know. Her child, her oldest, is our dear Casey Blake, also a very famous content creator on YouTube, and who created for us some of this beautiful artwork. This is acrylic warm face. Should I bring it in closer? I'm moving things, Nikki. I don't know if Nikki's even out there right now. But no, I'm just telling you I'm moving shit. Do you care?
No, I don't care.
This is acrylic warm face by Casey Blake. And this is just one piece. And again, all the proceeds from the auction are going to Cherish Families. Nikki, do we have a link for Cherish Families?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get in the chat maybe and show it to us.
To the website?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To them directly. I mean, I told people they can just donate to korahor.org, but I mean, if they can give directly,
yeah,
that'd be great. Oh, this is a charcoal by our lovely Casey Blake. Gorgeous. I didn't know Casey did.
She's talented.
She's talented, man.
Multifaceted, talented. Sure.
What are you giving me?
This is Casey Blake.
This is also Casey Blake.
Watercolor. Incense.
Watercolors. This is Casey's new thing, and she's really talented at it. I was amazed that she was just brand new to it. But this is watercolors by Casey Blake. Is this also in the auction? It's already set up? Oh,
it is.
Nikki's been setting up the auction, running it through Zephy. Hopefully Zephy works for this purpose. And so, yep. Yeah. Oh, we got to get some Michael's art.
This is when we have Red Rollins one from.
My Molly sent work?
Well, it's
your
oldest.
Oh, it's Scarlett. Scarlett's work.
Where? Right here, this zodiac.
My precious daughter sent artwork. Oh, yes.
It's a print.
You don't know, my daughter Scarlett is an artist. And these are some of her stickers.
But
and
we
she
put it into a poster.
Oh, but this is a poster. Scratch that about the stickers thing. She does stickers though, and they're really adorable. But these are posters that her mom is really big into the zodiac. We promote witchiness here at the Church of Korahor. Take that, Mormons. The Church of the Mormons won't do that. But these are all characters for the different signs that were invented by my beautiful daughter, chosen and blood family. And so we have prints of those available.
Mhm.
Those are
These
those
are
in
in
the
the
Duffy?
auction. Mhm.
Oh, they are in the auction.
Yeah, everything's in the auction.
They're all in the auction. Then we have. Should we show some Michael's work?
He's out running an errand.
Okay. Questions as to why I'm. Hi, friends. How are you?
So this is what it looks like when you're
When I'm on the other side of the internet. It's good to see you, man. You gotta get a picture before you take off.
sure.
Who's this?
I'm oblivious to all this. TJ.
Hi, I'm Joe.
That's my good friend.
Oh,
So
cool.
Joe's sister. Joe is the first time as a church of Corridor, and we're doing this at an auction to benefit, the people in Colorado City, Hill. And so Chair's gonna.
Why did my camera stop working?
So, this is my set behind you, here's Michael.
This will be my integrated camera.
To help us. He's
Doesn't work. This is my other camera. It doesn't work. I'm going to back out and back in. So sorry, friends. This is weird. the system. I thought that was just the updates on my drivers to my Logitech, and it might just be, I don't know, the whole computer world does not know how computers work.
But they work on them, but they don't do it right.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
friends, we're live again. Sorry about that. We're having technical difficulties. It wouldn't be the Church of Korihor if these Mormon asses weren't trying to Korihor us. So if you don't know that what it means to be Korihor, you must be new here. Welcome. Don't worry about it.
All right.
We got Stephen. How you doing, Stephen? I'm doing well. Live on the internet. Don't be surprised if you see us. Oh, Michael, can we show some of your art? Would you bring some? Oh, you have
I
some.
have it. Mom handed it off to me.
Cool.
You wanted me to show off to
Yeah.
on live?
Yeah. This is Michael.
I'm Michael.
Flesh and blood and chosen family.
I'm their nephew, and I've made some arts to show off in the side of the auction. This one's a favorite of mine. Some oil pastel to print. And this is from Joe's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
The
Scarlet.
Scarlet. The zodiac signs as characters. I got my monster couch.
Yeah, that's famous.
Yeah. I like this one.
People mention the monster couch.
Yeah, it's silly.
Michael's monster couch.
Yeah, and it was kind of like a pandemic time. I felt like I was rotting on the couch, and I was like, I want to express that. And this one's a favorite of mine as well. Where's my mind?
Oh, like the pixies.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Eyeballs, third eye, and my praying mantis. Have lots of fun with squiggles.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how are we doing the prints on these for the auction? Oh, I love this.
And then my underwear wedgie. Mhm.
Are we doing like numbered prints? Oh, are we doing autographed prints? Or no? We're just doing prints.
We're just doing prints.
We're doing
Yeah.
prints. We got prints on the auction site. Yeah, people can get them. How many do we have?
I think there's 2 of each of them. There's 9 of these total.
Boom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it. So that's Mikey. We're doing things a little, the most podunk thing here is me at the Church of Korihor at the moment. And I am sorry about that for starting an hour late, friends. I wanted to show you a bit of the room before we get on to my painting, because that's what you want to see. Is the room, I'm saying. I want to show this, guys. So this was made, this is the reclaim altar. Nikki, do we have slips? Oh, we have some. Never mind. I have it. I can't see me seeing me. So you guys are going to have to. So, yeah. Hold on. Let me turn this around. Sorry for the podunk quality of my production. Don't blame anybody else for my sins. Let this child be free. This is one of my innovations. This is a special sacrament of the Church of Korihor. Godless churches need sacraments too. This is called the reclaim. The idea behind the reclaim is to make spiritual progress in your life. Like many atheists, I thought, okay. Friends, don't fall off the tripod. Control yourself.
He's a total,
Control yourself, my friend.
yes.
The idea behind the reclaim, like many atheists and agnostics, for a long time. Oh, we got that. Cool. Okay, we had we had this idea that spirituality is wooey shit, but that's because we came from religion. We came from other religions, churches that were all about connecting with God, who, as far as I am aware, and in spite of multiple attempts to pursue, to discover, does not appear to exist. I remain unconvinced one way or the other, but, but we can have special ceremonies of our own. And one of those is to commit in the moment that you want to make a change, to make a commitment that is symbolized through something physical that you do. And that doesn't have to be any of the things that we do specifically. I hate the rigidity of sacraments. The way that baptism has to be done with this prayer and these words in order for it to be formal and so forth. This is the reason why people leave religion, is because it gets too stuffy, it gets too formal, and they stop growing and developing spiritually. And I thought spirituality, that's for nitties. You know, when I left Mormonism, I said, I'm never going to do spiritual shit again. And I spent 25 years languishing more or less in nihilism and thinking to myself, well, at least I ain't doing any wooey shit. And slowly, with this creeping feeling underlying everything that said, yeah, but you also aren't doing anything in terms of convincing yourself that your life is worth living. And it wasn't until I read Varieties of Religious Experience, after all the things I read, wish somebody had told me to start with that one. In fact, when I first heard about it, I said, ew, gross. But it's a book written by the father of American psychology, whose name I'm forgetting, William James. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. William James, who said in this famous lecture series he gave that was turned into this book, that what people need to understand about religion and spirituality is that spirituality has little to nothing to do with God or angels or any of these things that nobody can prove really exist. He said, and he starts out, he talks about how, for example, the saints, you look at all the saints and the miracles surrounding the saints, and you're going to say the saint, you know, that is dehydration. Like for a long time, people said that, have said that, and likely is, that St. Paul's experience on the road to Damascus was dehydration, or that it was an epileptic seizure, which is kind of Department of Redundancy department. It was a seizure. And he says, and you can go through every one of the saints. St. Bernard, had a vision in which he breastfed from the teat of the Madonna together with the child Christ. You know, why? He'd been fasting for like 40 days. And it's like he was hungry and started to hallucinate. You can, he said, look, in psychology, you can go through all the saints and explain mental illness, how mental illness undergirds all of the miraculous experiences of all these saints. But don't. And he said, because here's the thing, as great, as far-reaching as psychology is, the one thing that we know that it doesn't do is to give people a chance to transform their lives in an instant because of something they have emotionally committed to in the way the church does, in the way that these miracles do. And he says, if you can explain how it works, you're doing better than I. By the way, as our good friend Dan Vogel shared with us on a live. Dan, I don't know if you're out there, but if you are in the future, I'd love to hear from you. Just checking to make sure this is not an emergency.
Yeah, so I go to Dixie, and he works there. I'm in IT.
Not an emergency. Wish people wouldn't text me. All right. Anyway, as Dan Vogel shared with us, they're now scientists, neuroscientists who have published another series on the varieties of religious experience where they go further and like, well, we can't explain all of this stuff. But his advice was not to. At least don't explain to clients. Don't try to tell clients, oh, you just experienced a hallucination or you just experienced that. He said, because if they make a change, a positive change, you can't duplicate that through talk therapy. And that's interesting to me because there are a lot of people in this world, especially atheists, especially people who are neurodivergent, especially people who are high in logic processing, for whom talk therapy is very, very limited in success. And for a lot of us, it can be absolutely catastrophic. And so that's why something that you can do that symbolizes your commitment to make a change. And I love the way that William James explained it. He said, a spiritual experience is something that has a clear start and a clear end, however long it is. Is it 40 days in the wilderness? Then that's what it is. Is it 30 days in darkness? That's what it is. Is it from the 5 minutes before you step into the baptismal font to the instant that you step out? A clear beginning and a clear end from which the person passes through and they are transformed in some way. And he said, and that therapy just cannot do. And so who knows if that's true or not. If they can figure out a way to do it, well, we'll shut all this down and just do that instead. Until then, what we do is the reclaim, which is that you write down something. I even have the instructions here. You can do this at home, where you write down what has you stuck. What is keeping you from progressing? For some examples that I have suggested in the past, these are going to be very Mormon examples because that's personal to me. Boyd K. Packer's Little Factory Talk could fit right on there. The Little Factory. You could put the licked cupcake, the chewed chewing gum. These are just sex metaphors, if you didn't know, masturbation metaphors. You could put corn shoulders, if that's what, these are all very Mormon examples. Let's come up with non-Mormon examples. You could put Zeno in there. You can put Elohim. You can put Jesus Christ. Evangelical examples. Purity rings, right? Stupid purity ring. Going to a purity dance with my dad as my date and trying to pretend it wasn't creepy. That's not going to fit on that piece of paper. Put it on a piece of paper that will fit. But let's say that I put a good one for me. I already mentioned. It seems silly to talk about now, but at the time it was quite traumatic. That was very poorly written. This is a very wobbly table for right now. Is the Little Factory. Those of you who used to be Mormon know about this talk. This was a talk given when I was a kid by a man named Boyd K. Packer, who explained that you have a little factory in your body as priesthood holders, which means dudes with penis. I won't show you, don't worry. It's not that kind of show, friends. And your little factory, his littler than most, allegedly, Packer family, Lynn Packer, you out there? Hey, we love you. The Church of Korah loves you, Lynn Packer, if you see this. And he explained that your little factory has a reservoir for the blessing that a husband shares with his little wife, one of his little wives, to bring more Mormons into the world. And that if a priesthood holder pulls the relief valve of his own little factory, well, then that's hell for him, definitely hell. So don't do that. You wait until one night you have a particularly good dream, and then Jesus will pull your relief valve for you, and it's not gay, not in a gay way. Take the little factory and you ponder it, and you commit that this is the moment that I'm letting this go. I could be angry about it for the rest of my life. It's funny now. In 1995, when I confessed to my bishop that I used to steal the bra and panties section out of the Mervyn's catalog that came every Sunday before my mom had a chance at it, because she liked to shop for bra and panties on it. I don't know how she thought that's what that was for. And then he interrogated me for about, it was about 7 or 8 years of 15 minutes. Do you need me?
No.
We'll be right back.
We still have some
We'll
time.
be back.
Okay. Come in and out. Don't delay. And interrogated me as to what happened once me and the little Mervyn. I thought that me and the bra and panty section could go into a room and the defiling happens could be sufficient enough explanation. My bishop thought it required more. It was just about the most devastating thing that happened to me, my little 14-year-old life. But I was trying to get right with God, trying to find reasons to be alive. So the little factory, I got over some time ago, but this was part of that process. I had to write it out and tell myself, this is it. I'm putting all of it in here. I'm putting all of it in here. I'm not taking this with me. And it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. You can do this with something you can consume. You can do this with something that you burn. You can do this with something that you tie to a balloon and release it. What matters is that you remember that it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. This just has to make sense to me right now. And you give it room to play. One of our 12 values is room to play, which means that if it makes sense to you, by the way, that doesn't come from me. That comes from Britt Hartley. I would recommend her book, No Nonsense Spirituality, to all of you. The audiobook It's not my favorite, but it's still good wisdom from Britt. And I'm fortunate to have had good conversations with Britt Hartley. If you don't know, she studied at Harvard Divinity School, lost her faith in the Mormon God there. I think really she was deconstructed from Mormonism, but was on a pursuit for God. And I recommend her book. I recommend her podcast, No Nonsense Spirituality. If you don't know Britt Hartley, you're missing out. Anyway, but she and I talked about this concept a lot, that you have to have room to play, that your inner child, that secret that you have, everybody carries around with them, that I hope nobody figures out, that I am still a child who got left with the credit card and the keys to the car. That inner child, nobody gets to tell that inner child what makes sense to it, even you. In that moment where you go back to trauma that has occurred years and years ago, it just has to make sense to that inner child. And then, in that moment where you are ready to let go of it, you give it to the water. There's a whole explanation behind where that came from, the idea of giving it to the water. But we don't have time to go over that because we're going to go and show some artwork right now. Again, those of you who are just joining us, in one of the corners, you're going to find the QR code that's easy to scan with your telephono, where you can go to the auction and purchase some artwork for us, place a bid for some artwork that has been donated. All that money, again, none of that money goes to the Church of Korihor. It all goes to Cherished Families, an organization that's supporting women in Colorado City, Arizona / Hildale, Utah, who have been abandoned by the FLDS cult. And with your generous bids, we're going to be able to cut a check to them that will benefit these women so they can get a better start on their life. The Mormon Church should be doing this, but they won't. All right, maybe they do. I haven't seen it. Anyway, I'm going to show you what happens. This is special paper we got just for this purpose. I'm going to see if I can do this without screwing up. I'm going to do it like this. Okay? Okay, we got this figured out. You take your reclaim slip, and we'll make this available in case people want to do this at home. We'll make this paper available at home. It's water-soluble paper. You can get it on Amazon. And you give it to the water. I promise I'm going to figure this out. It's a little bit mirrored and backwards. Again, you can do this by, okay, I can do this. I swear I've done video for 30 years. You can do this again. You can burn this piece of paper. You could write it on something, on a brick or something that you can destroy with a sledgehammer. How you do it is not for us to decide. One of the greatest things for me about godless spirituality, and again, I have Britt Hartley largely to thank for this, but I've been very fortunate to have received even just little pieces of advice. Again, we had a comment on a live stream from Dan Vogel, the Mormon historian, who that really changed my outlook on life. These are the little subtle things that they don't teach in divinity school, or if they do, well, maybe I'll let Britt Hartley explain that to us sometime. And then if you get to the point where it's not breaking up fast enough for you, you can always. The point is to destroy it. And that's the point. Anyway, I thought it was cool. This was Nikki's innovation. All of this. I said, I don't know what it looks like. I've tried to come up with something. I've tried to build something, and it's not worked out in the past. To build something that we can do reclaim ceremonies with at in-person events. And she said, I will have Casey build us something. My dear flesh and blood niece, Casey Blake, made this. Stop it. You drunk again. You Korihor. Korihor, clean up your act. I had this working. You should bring the duct tape in. Elijah. I'm just going to don't bother that. I have Elijah, my dear child, here with me. So I just wanted to show that to you to show the Church of Korihor, you in the future who are seeing this in the future. The Church of Korihor is real. I'm tired. I'm not tired, actually. I'm going to be a little snarky for a minute. I'm tired of people saying, is this satire? This is not satire. The Church of Korihor is real. I'm going to show you some artwork now. Again, that we are auctioning at super bottom prices at the moment, until somebody places big bids, to benefit the families that were abandoned by Warren Jeffs. You're welcome, Warren Jeffs, asshole. Are you? Are you still alive in prison? That's too bad. All right. I'm going to show you some more artwork. We have Elijah there in the background. Hey, Elijah. Elijah is my son. If you're in here, you're on camera, buddy. I love you. All right. I've been told I'm required to show my painting. Many of you who have been with the Church of Korihor for a year or more will be familiar with some of these paintings that used to be in the place I lived before my divorce. I'm very fortunate to have family, including a beloved partner, who put me up now that I am technically unsheltered myself. That's irony for you. You Mormons, go ahead and have yourself a little laugh when you see that, when you hear about that, because that's for you. I want to share with you, this is my second painting. No, this is my third painting that has been making waves here at Thrive. You guys don't know, we're at Thrive St. George, or we're next door to Thrive St. George. They've been very generous about not saying anything when they discovered that we were having an event right next door to their event that doesn't start, friends at Thrive St. George, until your event is over. So relax. Did I put my coffee down? Do we have water out there? Does Nikki have water? Don't ever tell Nikki that I called her mom. Out there, is there water? Nikki, are you out there? Oh, thanks. Don't make any special trip. I'll be okay. I can drink the reclaimed water if it comes down to it. Do not drink the reclaimed water. It has poison in it. This is Daughter of Alderaan. It's one of my favorite pieces of art. I never intended to auction ever. I made for me. I did a lot of learning on this painting, but it's finished and it's glazed, and I've had it for a long time. Hi.
Hey, it's up.
Yeah, no problem. You're welcome to come by anytime. We're here. Yeah, come on in. It's open. Yeah.
Oh, we're sorry.
You're good.
I
No,
like
come
this
on.
painting, man.
Thank you.
Great job.
So the Daughter of Alderaan has been making some splashes, because my first godless sermons, she was right behind me, and I didn't realize this until it's about 3 or 4 sermons in. But the peaks of the phoenix, the rebel phoenix, behind my head made it look like I had horns, and so I definitely made sure that it was always there. But this is Daughter of Alderaan, one of the pieces available at the auction. Again, the proceeds from the auction all go to Cherish Families, which is an organization benefiting and serving women who have been abandoned by the FLDS cult down in Colorado City. So when you go to the link that you'll find, or the QR code link up in the corner, this is one of those that you can bid on. I believe we started the bidding on this one $80. In any event, bid generously if you can. So this could be yours. So that's the third painting I ever actually finished and didn't destroy. It's been making a splash because I found out, arriving here, friends, that Kirsten and Megan from the Exmo Snark channel are apparently Star Wars geeks like me, and did not know this. Now we're going to be inseparable. And turns out Kirsten's husband, I don't know if I'm allowed to disclose this, maybe I won't disclose it. Never mind that. Kirsten and her husband are big-time Star Wars people. And a little secret for you, those who are interested, those of you who are Exmos or know of our channel or care for any reason, it's looking like we may do some events with Kirsten in Las Vegas, and like soon. And I'm excited. I'm like stoked about this. In any event, I wasn't going to even bring this one, but Nikki said I should put it out there. Again, paintings I never intended to auction. This is probably one of my ugliest paintings. Like the man who inspired me more than anything else to paint. Did I say that? They're all dead. It doesn't matter. My favorite painter is Czesław Beksiński, the Polish surrealist. No, can't talk about that. Yeah, can't talk about that. I love Czesław. Beksiński used to say, I would make more money if I could only figure out how to paint pretty things. All of his paintings, for the most part, are beautiful in their darkness. He was a Gothic surrealist or a dark surrealist. And he painted to get trauma out of his body. This is why I have said for a long time, one of the most sacred things that people do, if there are sacraments, if there are sacred acts, stop, Joe. One of them is to paint. And one of the reasons I wrote a whole hymn on it called All My Prophets Paint. As I studied and learned about my favorite painters, I discovered that for so many of them, their religious trauma, they would pour out into paint. Their spiritual traumas, and particularly traumas like anxiety, suicidality, mental illness like schizophrenia or depression, they would take and they would pour out in their paint. I even gave a sermon a while ago. I'm just going to check the time just because we're going to have to get going soon, because the show with Megan is going to start at 1 p.m. If you're near St. George, please come by. It is a free event. We are going to close the doors so that Megan can sing with confidence and with good sound. So you are welcome to come by. You don't have to register. You go stop at the front desk, give us your email so we can contact you for things in the future. But otherwise, just come on down if you're available. And in any event, this was one of mine. I talked about in the Godless sermon I gave last year with about Caravaggio, Michelangelo de Caravaggio, who was a violent man, one of the best painters. He was Pope Francis, His Holiness Pope Francis. You're welcome, sir. You don't exist, doesn't matter. His favorite painting was by Caravaggio, who was one of his favorite painters, which is ironic because Caravaggio was hunted down by the Pope as a fugitive by the Pope of his era, who was one of the people he painted because he killed a man in Rome. And anyway, he was a violent man. Turns out, after the discovery of Caravaggio's bones, what was probably Caravaggio's bones, it may have been actually his paints, the lead in his lead white, that actually drove him to violent behavior. Some people say. This is a painting I made after getting stuck on the I-15. And rather than raging as I normally would with social anxiety, I decided that I would illustrate what it looked like and felt like to have an anxiety attack. And so that's me, if you can't tell. Some people have said it's Wolverine. It's not. It's me. And that's glass. These are nails. So this is social. Nikki said I should put it up, so I put it up. Blame Nikki if it's ugly. But as Beksiński said, if I could paint pretty things, I would. This is one of the prettier ones. It's my first actual finished painting and probably my most famous one. Well, I think, daughter, what's that? The bird? This is the bird. I call it crow, but Elijah's better at naming things. So call it the bird. All of these are going to be signed by the time you receive them. Again, I didn't really intend on selling or auctioning these until we came up with the idea to do this auction. And I said, well, I'll take my paintings and I'll put them up. I don't really have anywhere to put them anymore. I am homeless. So I have homes. I have many homes. Don't Don't take that too seriously. So bring that closer. This is Crow. This is my first finished painting. And I love him. The best way I know how to explain Crow is that I was looking at a blank canvas and I closed my eyes and asked myself, this time instead of painting something pretty, because I tried to paint like the masters, I tried to all the different ways of painting like Caravaggio, painting like, I said, I'm just going to take Beksinski's advice and not care if it's pretty. Just paint what's real and authentic from inside of me, and said, I need to find perspective. And this looked back at me. I drew 2 circles for his eyes. I found where his beak begins and ends. And suddenly, what had been a process of several days, even weeks, for one painting became a matter of hours. And this came out of me in 48 hours. And I'm not sure what it is. The best thing I can tell you is that it's 2 halves of me. So, this is Crow. Again, one of many paintings that is available for auction. Some other items before we get wrapped up here, because we are going to have to start the show. We're going to get people coming over from Thrive, and as they close up, we have some magnets that you're going to find there. These were made by family. You can come in. No worry. Total confidence. No, they'll be coming over soon. These are magnets made by more artists that we've had donate. I believe Casey made some of these, and John made some of these. You'll find them, again, in the auction that you'll see at the QR code in the corner of the screen. Oh, thank you, Madly. Oh, thank you, Jesse. You guys are so cool. I see now that you guys are in the comments. That's cool. There are comments. Are you humans there? So we have magnets there. You're going to find some prints that were donated by the actual artists. Most of these you've already seen. This Michael brought. Oh, do we have our pottery, Nikki? I don't know. Nikki's here. Where's our pottery? Oh, here it is. You're going to see a clay pottery set. Michael J., who you guys just saw. Well, it says Michael J. on his card. I don't know what you call it. But this is Michael J. My dear sibling child. No, not sibling and child. My sibling's child is a pottery master in Seattle. Hi, Michael. Do you go by Michael J.? Yes, you are. Michael J. And this beautiful handmade ceramic set is by Michael. Do you want to talk?
Sure.
Do you want to talk? Yeah.
This one has little flowers on it. And this one's a nice cereal bowl with some extra spots in it. Yeah, these are from my ceramic days. This was 2015, so it's been around. Yeah.
Cool.
And then I have another set. Yeah.
Super green.
And these are all thrown on a pottery wheel. Another nice bowl with a cute little foot on it. And this one has a fun texture to hold on to. Yeah. And I wanted to share Casey's stuff.
Yeah. We showed Casey's warm acrylic face. You were here for that, I think.
I don't think it's
And we showed her, and we showed her watercolors.
Yeah. She has some cute little signs that she printed on, or she cut on a laser. So this is Think Telestial. What is this one? Atheism is myth understood. There's silly little fun signs.
These were made for us by Casey.
Yeah. I'm sorry for what I said when I was Mormon. We all have those moments. We learn better.
Oh.
Mormonism, it says very bad, would not recommend, 0 stars. Who can relate?
Oh, they can come in.
You're welcome. Yeah, and we already.
This one straight out of Mormonism.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was the worst West Side I ever did.
Okay, and then
Elijah, you want water?
definition of Bible, a noun, an ancient novel full of murder, corruption, homophobia, bestiality, incest, cruelty. It is often read to children on Sunday. Also would not recommend.
Would not recommend.
Yeah, now we're back to Think
No
Celestial.
stars, would not eat here again, would not recommend to a friend.
No.
I love you all very much. I would have you here for Megan's show. Unfortunately, she is going to be singing copyrighted music, so we can't do that. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to have to disconnect the live stream. I am sorry that I started late. Again, the link is up in the description. If you have the Eventbrite page, it is also, I believe, on the Eventbrite page. If you want to give directly to Cherished Families, unfortunately, I didn't have time to put their link in the description. But if you donate at korihor.org, go to KORIHOR.org, and then there's a button there that says Give. There's a Give button and there's a Donate to the Church button. Those are made very distinctive. If you click Donate to the Church, I'm very appreciative. We need as much money as we can get. But I'm not asking you to do that, okay? I'm asking you to click the Give button. When you click the Give button, every penny you donate that clears goes to, when it clears, goes to our work. It goes to the people. It goes to the streets. There's also an Amazon link there where you can go to a list of things that we have been told we need or that people have asked for while we were out giving away blankets on the streets. We often get requests from people to, let me just finish this. Hold on. We often get requests for hot hands, camping stoves, large bottles of hand sanitizers. I've mentioned before. Those of you who've been here before know I've said this before. They don't actually use the hand sanitizer as hand sanitizer, generally speaking. They light it on fire. And oftentimes that's a way out on the street to keep a group of people warm. They'll huddle around it, and they'll create a small fire that will burn off with a little sign that it was there before the police get there. That's why they ask us for hand sanitizer. We still have people in this country who have nowhere to sleep that is comfortable and warm. We still have people who need help, and we're doing the best we can. It's because of people like you that we're able to do these things. It's because there are people who are non-religious, ex-religious, ex-evangelical, ex-Mormon, ex-Jew, ex-Muslim that we're able to do this work because people give. And every week now, I am very proud to say, the Church of Korihor receives small donations of $5, $10, $20, $25, and occasionally $100. I can't tell you how much it means to me. While this may seem to you in the moment a small or manageable amount of money, and I should hope for none of you it is a significant sacrifice. Please do not make a significant sacrifice. We're not the Mormon church, who does not need your money, at least they say that now, but expects you to give it anyways. Please do not give anything that you cannot afford to lose. Please keep your family safe, keep your family fed, keep your family warm, keep a roof over your family's heads. And if you have extra, help us to put blankets around people who don't have it. It's because of people on the internet, strangers to each other for the most part, people who know each other in the comments section of YouTube videos, who go out of their way to make this work happen. If you give at korihor.org today and go to the give button, or it is just korihor.org/give, the proceeds that clear we will give to Cherished Families. My heart breaks for these women. My heart breaks for their children. These people did nothing that they weren't coaxed to do by charlatans and by their family. And their lives should not be destroyed because their cult leader got caught. It's such a good thing. I cannot say this enough, and maybe I'll get hell for it. I am so grateful that this Mormon man was caught. I hope this Mormon man languishes and dies in prison. But the fate should be different for his wives and for the wives of the men who followed him. It certainly should have been different for the many lost boys they threw out into the desert alone. The lost boys that they cast onto our community in Utah County and Salt Lake counties. The lost boys that they sent to Phoenix and didn't care if they were lost into a world of homelessness and drugs or suicide. Life should have been better for these children. No child is guilty. You'll find that in the Book of Mormon, not in the teachings of Nephi, once in the teachings of Lehi. But nowhere else in the Book of Mormon do you see this teaching except in the words of one man, a fictional character, I plainly confess, named Korihor, who said, I say unto you, a child is not guilty because of its parents. And yet a man who believed in that book, a man who believed that the prophets, like the one who muted Korihor and effectively murdered him, he believed those people's words, but could not bring himself to believe in the teaching of Korihor that I put to you as true. No child is guilty. And we can do something to liberate the children who were hurt by Warren Jeffs. Amen. Didn't get to do a sermon today, but I got to do it anyway. I love you all. I do have to go get going. I'm sorry you weren't able to make it to St. George if you couldn't, and I am very sorry that I won't be able to stream to you. We are going to record the Megan singing and as discreetly as possible post it at korihor.org. Potentially find some way that Kirsten and Megan can show it on their channel. So those of you who are fans there. But yeah, I love you guys. Flash bright. And we're going to go back to our regular podcast schedule as of Wednesday of this week. Love y'all.